back of it, quarantine and all the rest of it. Might get to, takes a little bump. There's Johnson, who looks like he's hurt himself too there. But it feels like he's more comfortable now, and he gets more uncomfortable almost every single minute he plays. And this is the right drop-off we expected to see when he signed us out there.
Absolutely. And then on top of all of that, he's going to the glass like a big man. Yeah, how many offensive rebounds does he get in a game?
I mean, it's credit to him when his shooting statistics have been so low to have still a positive impact on the game. It's not what we saw last season when he came in late. He struggled to shoot the ball and he kind of disappeared in a lot of games because of that. He's found a way to still have that positive impact, and Daniel Johnson, Mr. Consistent over the course of his career in terms of putting the ball in the basket for the Adelaide 36ers.
Another man who's going to have to stand up and continue to deliver at the highest caliber. Isaac Humphries, and that bad news. And this Adelaide team still searching, or at least have an import slot, which is an ongoing conversation. Mumford uses his body to give himself a little bit of space, and he's able to get the floater to go.
And that's tough.
Early days, Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Second on the ladder, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. 5-9 Adelaide as they try to keep those playoff chances alive. Here's Bairstow. Well, gets T in the air. Great play by the veteran, and that is exactly why it continues to boggle the mind that the last 2 years, Pete Hawley, he's the last man signed.
Well, the reason he was the last man signed is because we know he's injury prone, and so often he misses so many games because of that. But they took a chance on him, the Adelaide 36, and it's paid off dividends. He's really rewarded them for that opportunity, and he's played well. And they're really good awareness. Joe Chi doesn't have to do that. I know Bairstow created the space, but you just got to stack straight up with your length and your height and try and disrupt that shot.
I'm with you, Cam. Why would he be the last person signed? Are you kidding me?
I understand, Coach, that he's had his injury issues, and there's always issues overseas. I'm with you 100%.
I don't care if he's got a broken leg and a cricket arm.
You're on the side of getting Cam Bairstow early, and you ride with him and his talent as you do. Sunday Ditch wrapped up. 144. Mitch Creek. Chief trying to fire it inside.
I do like that the Adelaide 36ers are going at Cam Bairstow against Joe Chi. They know the bigs in general for the Phoenix are a bit foul prone. Try and put them in those positions early and see how they respond.
Shot clock into single figures. Brockhoff wants to take a right at Johnson. Got him in the air. Beautifully done. Little help defense from Withers was probably enough. His aggression already. 4 shots tonight.
There's another one.
And that's what I spoke about. He can stay out of foul trouble. They look a whole lot better, but
if he can stay out of foul trouble consistently, you talk about them being a legitimate contender. They are. But the problem right now I have with this, he picks up a lot of fouls, a lot of cheap ones. When he's not out there, they change the way they play. They bring in Brandon Ashley as the backup big, just as, if not more, foul prone.
It's a big if. The question is, and you already said, Halls, you said this on the last play. He actually was going to have Daniel Johnson to take a tough 1-foot floater over a wingspan that exceeds 7 foot. You don't need to put the arm down for the block.
Well, he doesn't, and he can't be guarding Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson is so crafty at drawing fouls against everyone. We saw it already against Mitch Creek. He knows that. He knows you picked up one foul before. He's going to go right at you like he did there. And in comes Brandon Ashley, who, with he having 2 fouls, really important he can stay out of foul trouble.
Creek, guarded by Johnson. Here's Mumford. Shot clock down, Tate. He needs to get the work off Ashley. Got Bairstow on the mismatch. Has him dancing. So keep it alive. They are Fenian. Throws it to the arms of Daniel Johnson. Aaron. 2-on-1. Puts it to the great hands. Mumford. Comes off the size 13. Nice little say with the Phoenix.
Great hands. 2-on-1, though, you got to score here. You got to keep going to the basket. You got to score. Those are the ones that hurt.
And that's the one where everybody knows Mitch McCann's looking to pass first. One more dribble, try and draw Mumford.
Pinaso kay Sotto.
Go
by.
One more dribble and get to the basket.
Huli ka, Malmo.
It ends up as Liafu. It's a wide open 3. So great defensive play ends in a broken play, which ends in a 3. How often do we see that, Coach?
Probably every game. Wow.
Here is McCarron.
Yun.
He needs to find a little bit of form. There's that man as well. Withers for three. Creek. Off the window.
That's a pretty ball right there.
Ako, nawala yun.
Who's asking for a travel, no trouble there.
Yan guys, comment lang kayo dyan ng mga ano nyo dyan guys.
Really, the top of the three from Mitch Creek.
Narama shoutout natin kayo dyan guys. Comment lang dyan. Basahin natin mga reaction nyo sa laro ni Kai. Nawala yung sound.
Well, it's had two big plays since coming into the ball game.
2 points na Kai. Patay ni
They also need these rooms for the rest of the game. Sotto, though, just putting a lid on it. And then Mitch Creek, that's too easy. Straight line drive.
An entertaining start on a Friday night to kickstart the Hungry Jacks NBL in a big weekend. Withers straight at him, can't finish it this time, takes a little bump.
Wala yung malaki nun sa ano kulay green.
And that's the evolution of Mitch Creek. That's turned you into a very good player to one of the best in the NBL.
One thing you can't afford is for him to get going.
Yeah.
But 7 early. So
Nice pass.
inside. Daniel Johnson. Good.
Well, he is. Brandon actually way wide on that shot back from cross.
Huli ka. Goaltending.
Goaltending there.
Huli.
Taking 1-3. This season, look at this.
Boom.
Mitch Creek, straight line drive. Easy slot. Just stay down on that. Mitch Creek filling it up from outside. Then the other end, he's got it easy too. Little dump off pass.
The lead is 5. Mitch Creek with 9 leads all scorers. Early days against his former team. He's McCarron. Shot locked down to 6. Johnson knows it. It's a flight. 25
Nice.
forward. Able to rattle it home.
It's up to 8 points already. Daniel Johnson, we highlighted. What can he do on the defense end against Mitch Creek? Lee's saying right now, I'll just go point for point. Okay, we'll let them both go at each other.
There's nothing like coming home. And I'm sure he still has a lot of fans in the audience.
Well, he's had a great start. He's got 12.
Ano?
Johnson
Liit
right
lang.
back in for 3.
Hindi ko mapasok.
Well, right now, go back to Mitch Creek. Let him go shot for shot. Both into double figures already.
And the mid for his worst. Creek turns down the first one. Second one.
Nice.
Can't get the
Rebound.
roll. Johnson.
Boom! Tatlo na.
And the Adelaide Entertainment Centre's going nuts.
Just something about games that
3 out of
there's
3.
no defense play.
3 points. Nice.
Daniel Johnson, 14 points. Only missed 1 free throw.
Averaging just under 15 on the season. He's got 14
Dalawa.
in the first 7 minutes here on a Friday night.
Well, the first one you saw, Mitch Creek closed out, but he's hands down. Daniel Johnson's going to rise up and shoot it.
There's something like seeing that ball go in the hole. You make that next one. I'm taking the next one. I don't care where I am.
Jamie Philman's in control. Let's have a
Walang
listen.
ganun, basta nandun sa kay sa ilalim eh. Okay lang tumira ng tres.
It's time for the show guys get underneath. It's time to show guys get under.
Kita niya yung crowd nila. Ang ingay.
Yeah, we want to get out of his head. We've got to get out of his forcing wide. I found that stuff there. Wide! Ollie! You got the down street. Curl! Either front front or curl. Okay? Try! There's that back screen. Okay, go on Ollie. Here we go. We want to
First time out in control.
Na may gala
Adelaide
siya
36 is Toby
dyan.
Bellman, standing coach.
1 viewer.
And Daniel Johnson's got him off to a nice start. He's got 14.
Oh, yeah.
Creek, as you can see, 12. And the two former teammates are going at it. And Coach, before I let Peter Hawley speak, how would you go hitting 3 straight threes and then go into the bench?
What's that gonna happen?
Well, it happened.
Ba't nilabas? Nag-iinit nga eh. Ba't nilabas? Talagang coach nila.
When I played, I think it's 21.
Stan coach nilabas
We talk about
na.
that all the time. Someone hits a three,
Nag-iinit
sits
eh.
down, but you've hit 3 in a row. And two of the other 36 stats. So on the season, Dusty Hannes, who just entered the game, he scored 20 plus 4 times. Daniel Johnson 3 times. Sunday Detch once, and that's it. The only team that has less 20-point scorers this season, as Mitch Creek fills it up again, is Cairns with 7.
Dapat di muna nilabas eh.
They're looking for other guys to put points on the board. They just haven't found it consistently enough.
Turangi in for his first minutes. Harris likewise for the 36.
Nice
Sotto's
side,
a great start, bump straight in
Nice.
to Mitch Creek.
And that's, is that 2 on Creek?
That will be foul number 2. You're right. Didn't quite get across.
Nice
He's got
buti.
14
Pinal,
in the
ano?
first quarter. Have to take
Yung
a seat as well.
pinakamagaling sa...
She as well already had the 2, as we can see there. But an entertaining start and a great start by both Mitch Creek and Daniel Johnson with 14 each.
We saw Adelaide's position on the ladder. Sotto misses that one. This has been the worst first half of the season for the Adelaide 36ers in terms of records since 2015. So
Why do you
they're
think? Why do you think that is?
Well, I think a lot of it is obviously their team makeup. Isaac Humphrey's one not being healthy and misses both, and two it's a huge out. This man, before he got hurt last season, was an MVP contender. So that's going to change the way they go about things. But the good thing about that 2015 season, they ended the season 13 wins and 1 loss. So they know how to turn things around.
Great pass by Karen. Harris couldn't finish. Now they're going to push the other way. It's a 5-on-4. Turangi was able to attack the rear. It'll stay with the Phoenix on the bench.
Well,
What did they do that year? They finished on top of the ladder. What year was this, Pete?
2015.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been their minor premiership year, would it?
No. So that was a good hand there by Dusty Hannes.
Can you see this team doing that?
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
This is true. There's Ashley.
Foul, 20.
And his cops one.
Top on the lip and gets called for the foul as well. And you mentioned they still have that import spot up their sleeve.
May gala sa ating dalawang viewers dyan. Huwag lang kayo dyan. Comment lang kayo makikita nyo.
It'll be soon, absolutely. I think if we find someone enough and quick enough, that's going to be a blood roll here for Dusty Hannes, who's caught one in the face. And you mentioned Mitch McCarron. I think it's been a big talking point all season. One of his better games looked good when Dulfamire was starting in the 1. And Mitch McCarron, because we've seen it already in this quarter right now, brings the ball up, gets him into offense. Okay, they're trying to go at Joe Chi. Once he passes the ball up, doesn't see it again. If it does, it's late shot clock, got to make a play happen.
Glidden.
Nice.
Karen loses it for a split second. Would you? Import?
Depending on the win-loss today. If they win today, yes, I would look at bringing another import in. But if you lose, it's hard to make that top 4. I would probably just give my guys on the bench a little bit more time on this. But speaking of Mitch McCarron, he hasn't even attempted a shot yet. You got to look at the basket, Mitch. You got the ball in your hands. Be aggressive.
You know, libre. Bye.
With us no good.
Nice
Energy
one.
from Harris.
Great pass. Sotto taken straight by Glidden. He's had them 24 points last week. Had the hot hand. Late in that big win.
Oh, yes, guy. Huli ka, boy.
Great defense.
Nice
And
one.
in the end, Adnam had to try and wildly pitch it out and straight out of court for the Phoenix.
Look a bit disjointed on the offensive end. The Phoenix good hands from Cam Glidden. Get them out running and then pass Sotto.
Lalabas na Sky.
Oh, Lano, if you're going to go up against Sotto there, just to go off 2 feet into his body, then you might be able to draw some contact. If you go up in 1, take that hit and then fade away, it's going to be hard. But
Easier said than done, though.
absolutely. Without Mitch Creek on the floor, their offense just hasn't Float as well in the half court. He's got the 14 of the 24 points.
Same as Adelaide. Daniel Johnson sitting on his back now, though. Yeah.
Back on now, just re-entered the game. 15-second differential between the shot and game clock. Ditch, 3. Harris again on the offensive glass. Great job. Energy since coming off the bench has been great. And in the end, kept it alive. Withers was able to tip it in.
You get a sense there, Brandon Ashley, not getting too physical, doesn't want to get early fouls.
Shot clock is off. Adnam, two-man game with Ashley. Gives it to him. Great little pocket pass. And Ashley was able to lay it in. And Adelaide in the first quarter at Adelaide. Only shot Daniel Johnson felt like missing was a half-time heave. But it's a 1-point lead for the Phoenix, 26.
Time out muna tayo, guys. Time out.
Looked like he was really trying to not get too physical underneath. Didn't want to pick up any early fouls as Hannes throws it straight to the crowd.
Speaking of the crowd, and you've played here, Coach, 2 years. You're a South Australian Wolves. While they aren't having a great year, they just continue to get there in their droves of 36ers.
Very smart crowd, very enthusiastic, very passionate crowd down in Adelaide. Win or lose, they will come to watch the 36ers. And that's what makes basketball great down there.
Brokoff couldn't find it. Ends up in the hand of Ashley. Brokoff hitting the glass again, which has become his specialty in the last month or so. Here's Hannes. McCarron with the two-hand flush. Great set up by Dusty Hannes. And McCarron has his first bucket of the night.
And let's hope that gets him going.
Again, just playing off the ball. That's what I spoke about a little bit. Let him play the two. Let him see the ball in a different part of the offense. He tees one up, and that's long. Kyle Adam with the offensive rebound and a little physicality.
See the hip? Getting a little hip.
A little hit from the captain.
What's it take Withers? Pitches it out. Clinton for three. We were right behind it. Back iron. Broke off again. And another possession for the Phoenix. Third time lucky.
Good team from Withers.
Great job. Now McCarron wants to lead a little mini break. Looking.
Look at the basket.
No, I'm with you. You taught that in transition. Until somebody pulls you up, Dusty Hannes into the contact, you got to look a bit more aggressive. And so here's the dump off. Good drive, and then that's a good cut from McCarron because Dusty Hannes had nothing. Unless you go corner to corner, baseline to corner, the stat man's getting hard, fellas. So the last time that two players had 14 points in the first quarter of a game, February 2008. That would be Julius Hodge, the Adelaide 36ers, and Rod Gazard from the Slingers. So that's a good sort of throwback there.
A little risky mentioning Julius Hodge in an Adelaide 36ers game, but it is what it is. As Briscoe is able to little fade away and get that to go.
That is risky. I did think about that.
Call us that, man.
36ers by three. Early moment, second quarter. McCarron just pokes it away from Mumford and it leads to a wide open two-hand. Little half softer. Felt he could have given us a little bit more. Mitch McCarron, the superstar. But he's able to get it going and the lead's out to 5.
Well, he's one where right now we're seeing. I know CJ Bruton's not here. He's going to play as much of the game until he needs a sub. A little wrap around slap from behind and another easy two. Still having impact. He's got the 3 assists. 1 rebound, 4 points. Good start to the second quarter for the 36ers. And no surprise, Mitch Creek going to check back into this game.
There's Jamie Perlman, who you would have played against, Coach, your illustrious career, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think I played against Perlman, yes. He hard-nosed point guard who's always up and in. I remember him always trying to steal the ball. And since he's a little fella like yourself, I just take him to the box.
Yeah, I'm house in a house.
Mouse in the house.
Here's Mumford, a great little pocket. Oh, that's going to count. Besto didn't get there in time. Ashley's been able to get it to fall, and now he'll go to the foul line and stare from 15 feet to get through the old-fashioned way.
Just very close. And again, if you think about coaches challenging these ones, you've got to remember that the replay center will break it down frame by frame, slow it right down. And if you're just moving the slider, you're going to lose the challenge. Yep. And if you're Jamie Perlman right now, you're thinking, I've got 2 games to try and leave this with 100% coaches challenge success rate and go into the history books.
How about New Zealand? Shamir just going the challenge in the first 2 minutes on Tuesday night.
2 minutes of the game. He didn't care.
Ashley's able to get it to go. First 3 points, or the first points. That's a bad, lazy pass. And Glidden's able to pick the Daniel Johnson pass straight off. And now an opportunity for the Phoenix to tie it up. Mumford got in the air. Ashley, not sure he had to dive. Either way, that keeps it alive.
The ball's wet.
Shot clock into single figures. 14 in the first quarter for Craig. Can't get that to go.
Wow, just another offensive
rebound, and Mumford uses the left to finish it.
That is way too many offensive rebounds.
They're only credited for 5. It feels like they've had 10. They're getting different and better and more opportunities. It's led to 9 extra shots, and it's hard to beat a team, Copes, when they keep getting opportunity after opportunity to score.
Especially the Phoenix, who have all that scoring power. You cannot give them 2 and 3 shots at a time because this is going to happen.
All tied at 31. Phoenix have the last 5 after the 36ers scored the first 6 of the second stanza. Kyle Adnam speaking to his charges before head coach Simon Mitchell has his say.
Okay. I think he's going to guard you.
No, we got a reverse, DHO back there. Take deep, he's got it Rowdy, so I'm just going to call for reverse. He's getting Rowdy's going to rip. Okay, cool. Right here, let's go 32. Okay, point right here. Wing, right there, okay. And guys, got a rebound out of the 32. 2 passes, count them out.
So keep an eye on their defensive set here. Starting his own match up after a certain number of passes, but if Jamie Pearlman and the Adelaide 36ers right now, they're playing a bit of good basketball on defensive end. You've got to secure the rebound. You've got to reward yourself for all your effort you're doing on the defensive end. You can't have to, you play 24 seconds of a shot clock. Okay, they've taken a rush shot. Then you've got to play defense again. They're going to make you pay.
6 turnovers. They've given up 5 offensive rebounds, although it does feel like more, as I said. And we're knotted away at 31. They're giving Phoenix opportunities, and yet they're still right in this game as the Phoenix extend the pressure a little bit.
I think the one thing that sticks out in Adelaide are their assists, 9 assists in a quarter and a bit here, which means they're passing, they're just sharing the ball.
Led by Mitch McCarron.
That's just not on.
Well, good effort there
Kept
from
alive,
Ashley.
Ashley. Second opportunity. And in the end, there's a nice little finger roll by Cam Glidden. To go courtside to John Casey.
Thanks, Cam. Yeah, I was just listening in with the Adelaide huddle during that timeout, but my attention was drawn to Cam Bairstow, who was in an earnest conversation with the team doctor, and he has now disappeared into the change room. So not a good sign for the 36ers now that Cam Bairstow has gone into the change rooms, obviously for some treatment. Just getting back to Jamie Pearlman, what a tough day it's been for him. He was at the funeral of his mother-in-law this afternoon in New South Wales and had to charter a flight back here to get him back in time. So our condolences go out to Jamie Pearlman and his wife, Tracy, for the sad passing of her mother. But a big night for Jamie Pearlman. I asked Judd Flavel pre-game if he had any advice for him because he had filled in for Simon Mitchell in the past, and he said he doesn't need any advice. I coached against him in the New Zealand NBL where he was Coach of the Year, Jamie Pearlman, at Nelson. He said he knows his stuff, he'll be fine.
Thank you, Case.
Well, he started well here.
He has.
Sixers, they just got to tighten up on the offensive glass.
Broke off. Can't finish it.
Well, that's not good news, Cam Bairstow. Hopefully that's just a little bit of treatment and get him back out there because he has been that one shining light for the Adelaide 36ers this season.
4-point lead for the Phoenix. 9 of the last 9 for Southeast Melbourne. Glidden, 2-man game with Mitch Creek. Great pass. Not much you can do. Great pass came Glidden. Mitch Creek gets a full head of steam. He's able to use his left, lay it in. The last 11 for the Phoenix. He's got 16 to lead all scorers, and the lead is 6.
Starting to pick them apart in the half court, just a screen and roll. Everything's opening up. What happens when you got some shooters? Cam Glidden, they've dodged a few bullets. Cam Glidden had some open looks. But Ryan broke off Cam Glidden. They're going to draw a lot of attention.
I'm actually impressed with Ashley. He's been able to stay on the floor for 11 minutes.
Copes, don't go too early. You see, Dane Pinot's ready to check into the game to give him a bit of a spell because he has played that long without picking up a foul.
Creek. Mumford. Sotto had a really nice start to this game. Talk about nice starts to the game. This guy had 14 in the first quarter. That's going to count.
Oh, it looked like in the end he just heard the whistle and threw it up. It looked like it was going to count. It was continuation when the foul was called. One of the slowest in and out you'll see. But there's the foul, picked it up.
Yep.
And in the end, it looked like he really wasn't even trying to make it. He was just going to throw it at the hoop because he thought it was a foul on the floor. But that is always going to count.
Wow. Nice.
I don't know if it's always going to count. Some of the continuation rules do confuse me occasionally, but it always should count.
Right.
And I like it. This man is hot. 14, including 3 straight threes in the first quarter. He's got 16. And he's going head-to-head with his former teammate, Mitch Creek, right now. He's got 17.
Here we go.
It's fun to watch when the best players in the league are in this type of aggressive mood as Mumford takes it right into the teeth of the Adelaide 36er defense and earns himself a couple of freebies.
That's right. At Mojave King checks into the game. Mumford just puts his head down. Tries to get past him, draws the foul.
James Pinot's checked in. Talking about offensive rebounds. This guy goes to the glass like Dennis Rodman.
Well,
He lives, sleeps, and eats the rebound.
One thing that's always going to be good for Dave Pinot, because now that they signed Brandon Ashley, Joe G stays out of foul trouble. He probably doesn't play in the game, but Simon Mitchell has the trust of, okay, we've got some foul trouble. Or if they need somebody who's really good at guarding ball screens, he's exceptional, one of the best in the league, big man guarding ball screens. Simon Mitchell trusts to throw him out there, and he'll have his little impact.
Just lends itself again to how deep Southeast Melbourne Phoenix is. 2 years ago, he was outstanding, Dane Pinot. Last year, cruelled by injury. And now sitting behind some very talented big men and adding to the depth of this Southeast Melbourne franchise. King, free, net. Straight on, that's what he has to do. Mojave King, the next start. His first points of the night, and that lead is down to 2. Mumford.
There he is.
There he is, Dane Pinot. On cue, Leonard Copeland.
On cue.
It's like a broken record.
Let me tell you something. That won't be the only offensive rebound Dane Pinot gets tonight. Believe that.
The issue is, no matter where the ball goes, he's going to have a knack to get there or just at least create a contest that if you don't come up with it the first time, it'll spill into someone else's hands.
We're seeing a more aggressive Xavier Mumford tonight as well than recent weeks as Daniel Johnson can't get it to go. But they're putting heat on the rim, this Phoenix team who are so offensively talented. Led by this man. Spins on McCarron, takes the bump.
And
that'll count.
Creek's on another. He's
on a bit of a mission here.
He's on a mission, yeah.
McCarron screaming he didn't do a whole lot wrong.
Thank you very much for coming to Kevin.
Look, so they're going to call a timeout here. I'm not sure if there's a challenge coming. Again, you wouldn't want to challenge this because what are you going to save? You're going to save one potential point, and it's not like Mitch McCarron's in foul trouble. So, again, just a chance that right now they're going to be thinking out what can we do to stop Mitch Creek because he's got 18 points, 8 of 11, and when he has the ball, he's scoring.
Well, what do?
You got to send a double at him. You got to go ball out of his hand and make someone else beat you.
Talk us through this, Coach, because this is the night that Mitch Creek's had already.
Look, strong drive to the basket, dunk. That's the plays that get him going. Then you knock down a 3. No hand in the face. You can't afford that. Another 3. Back it up. Just use his strength over the top. He's in that move where he's being aggressive.
He is, and we spoke about it off the top. You see those couple of threes earlier that really got him rolling. It has added another string to the Mitch Creek bow, which now makes him, if not the most dangerous player in the league, in that group of 2 or 3 that can lead their team to a championship.
Well, it's a few of those, especially in the league right now. But what's good about this, we highlighted the concerns of the Adelaide. They don't really have a matchup for him one-on-one. And they know that, okay, Daniel Johnson might be starting on him. They're not going to put him back to the basket on the block to try and back down Daniel Johnson. They're going to send him in a pick and roll where Daniel Johnson has to show or do something else. And then you see there he's getting open because the rotating guy is either a small guy or it's a bigger Cam Best or a Kai Sotto where Mitch Creek takes one dribble, gets around them. It's a really good half-court offense from the Phoenix to try and exploit that. And then when he does get a small guard on him, they roll into the block. He's got his strength. He's going to get to his spot.
And he's got that mindset where this used to be my team. This used to be my stadium. I'm coming home. I'll let you guys know what you missed.
3-point play is good. He'll take a seat.
I reckon Adelaide 36 fans know exactly what they meant in the past few years.
I think they're also breathing a sigh of relief right now as Mitch Creek takes a well-earned break. 19 points, leads all scorers, and that lead is 7.
And he's gotten a little bit more consistent from the 3-point line, so his attitude is...
Well, Mumford had it for a split second, goes straight back to Ditch. Turnover's been a concern. 7 in the first half for Adelaide. We're able to get away with 1 there. Stagnant offense.
Now,
I know what you're going to say right now, Coach.
I don't want to seem like I'm picking on Mitch because I love Mitch Creek. But if you got a 5-man on you... I'm sorry, Mitch McCarron. You got a 5-man on you. You got to go at it.
3-on-2. Here is McCarron. Oh, beautiful pass. Faked the first one, shoveled the second one. Harris is able to lay it in.
Needed to have that because you're spot on, Copes. He had Dane Pinot on him and tried to call the ball screen up from Hiram Harris, who had Mumford guarding him, and realised that would have been a straight switch, and that's not what you want. Waved him off, but then didn't even test the waters. Didn't even try and get around Dane Pinot. And in the end, nothing really came of that play. So often we see that they call it a boomerang. So if you've got the big on you, you quickly kick it off, you kick it to Sunday Dech, you take 4 steps back to the halfway line before they can try and get Dane Pinot off. Mitch McCarron throw it back to him with a head of steam downhill. So quick 1-2. Didn't even try that.
Withers back in. Harris takes a seat. Glidden. Liafa. Got it. Great pass, Cam Glidden.
Beautiful ball movement.
Couple of threes on the night for Liafa. A wonderful story. Breakout year last year. Continues it this year as a starter for the Phoenix. Here's Johnson. Here is McCarron. Glidden just grabbed Daniel Johnson on the ball screen.
Simon Mitchell will love that last possession. Good for great. Cam Glidden is old. 4 from 3, 1 of 5 from the field. You got Mojave King in the air. Just a jump shot, a regulation jump shot. Knows he hasn't been shooting the ball well, so finds Isaiah Liafa, who's knocked down a 3 in the corner. And he rewards him.
Leads at 8. We'll get into the last 90 seconds of the first half. Hannahs. Shot clock's down to 6. Has to take Liafa right. Ungainly. Never really looked like a great D by Liafa, and now he has the pill as we head the other way. Brokoff. Had it stripped by McCarron. Now we've got a little 4-on-2. 36 is just a little nonchalant there. Now it's McCarron in the post. Couldn't get it to go. No friendly home roll there, the Copes.
At least he took a shot.
And the Phoenix through Adnam. Look for the 2-for-1. Glidden. That's down. Great pass, Kyle Adnam.
Well, see how Kyle Adnam does that so well. Little snake off the ball screen, creates the separation, doesn't force anything. And what he did is just make Mitch McCarron turn his head. Strong side corner. Everybody knows you've got to stay home, especially if it's a shooter. Ryan Brokoff, easy 3. This is out to 11 points.
Shot clock is off. Dech down to 5. Head down, gets deep, tries to get Pinot in the air. Did a good job, but Pinot was able to get the palm to it. It'll stay with the 36ers baseline, 2.3 on the clock.
Oh, looked like there might have been a little foul when he got off the ground earlier.
That's no different to the Mitch McCarron calls the other end.
Well, exactly right, because you see, Dane Pinot left the floor before Sunday Dech. So I think they might have just dodged a little bit. All was clean after that. 2.3 on the clock. What have they got to end the half?
Hannahs curls, couldn't get it to him. Now it gets inside too easy. Look one way, went the other way, gets a little hit. And Dusty Hannahs right as the time and the clock expired. 0.8 on the clock. He's able to get it to go.
Simon Mitchell would not be happy with that.
That's where you go from pretty positive halftime speech to just starting off with maybe 1 or 2 sentences not fit for air.
A couple of bad words.
And this is Hannahs. Gets it to go for the 3-point play. Little deflection gave Adelaide half a sniff, and that ends a very entertaining first half. Adelaide Entertainment Centre, that man has been incredible. Mitch Creek has been hot. He's got 19. Daniel Johnson has 17, and it's been a very fun game to watch.
Well, we're talking about Simon Mitchell, last play. They had a really good second quarter, but just having a few words to say about how they ended that last play. Good awareness by Daniel Johnson. Smith Milner is ready to throw the quarterback pass. Just a late heave. In the end, Phoenix, really dominant quarter, going into halftime with an 8-point lead.
Let's get down to John Casey, who I believe is with the man of the first half.
Mitch Creek, wow, what a first half, man. 19 points, and you're right back in your old stomping ground. You got lots of fans in the house. You're turning it on.
Oh, look, it's a lot of fun. You know, me and DJ were talking about just back and forth and having a bit of a laugh with it. It's nice to play and have him out there on the court with me, although we're not on the same team anymore. It's just nice to feel in a bit of a rhythm. I've been shooting like absolute crap lately, so it's nice to see it pretty go through.
Seesawing affair. They were up 5. You've been up 11. What's key in the second half?
like breakdowns on that last play, like we got to be solid. 2 seconds left, make him catch it outside and shoot a contested shot without fouling. We've jumped 3 or 4 times. DJ's had a couple chippies and stuff like that. If we just got to be disciplined without fouling, it would be okay.
It's straight there at half time in the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix enjoying an 8-point advantage. It was out to as many as 11. Sixers grabbed some momentum right on the buzzer there, but it's 50-42. We've got more for you from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre in just a moment.
We're going to have to get Case to chase up because no Cam Bairstow to start this second half. Whether that's a bit more of a matchup, I do like Todd Withers. He's probably the only one who will have a chance to guard Mitch Creek one-on-one, trying to match his athleticism. But Cam Bairstow, we know he went out with the injury, as Case mentioned in the first half, went back to the locker room. It's going to make things very difficult for their shining light.
Wow,
Got it.
tough.
Great pass. Mumford on the bounce.
We're talking about how do you guard Mitch Creek, and a lot of it is if you try and double him, as you mentioned, Cobes, they've got shooters. They will make you pay. What's been really good from the Phoenix, this is what I think they have to do more. We've seen over the last couple of weeks, when the game gets closer, there's a clutch moment, they put the ball in other people's hands. It's got to go through Mitch Creek. Good backdoor pass there. At least let him make the play. He's not going to shoot every time, but let him make a decision. A lot of the times he makes the right one, and that's what you want.
Yeah, he's smart enough to make that right decision. He's not going to force anything. If you're open, he'll get you the ball. But the thing I love about it is he's being aggressive. When he's aggressive, they look like a whole different team.
Here he is again. Takes a little bump. Takes a bump. Takes a hit. Finishes it. 3-point play opportunity. And Jamie Perlman, not 2 minutes ago, was saying, Mitch Creek, we've got to stop him. And the first two plays of the third quarter, Mitch Creek has proven right now, you got no answer.
McCarron's not big enough.
I think Mitch Creek's smart enough to take Todd Withers off the dribble. And what really, for other teams, and talking about getting to the final series, the finals matchup for Mitch Creek is going to be the one because every fourth spot is a really good matchup for him. You've got Jack White from United, Xavier Cooks from Sydney, Vic Law from Perth.
Absolutely.
So the fourth set, is it, Pete?
Illawarra's going to have a chance. Illawarra's going to have a chance. They're going to have to go on the road, but a road, as I think Copes and I mentioned, gives you a chance to really come together.
Jets can't finish it. McCarron on the rebound. I believe the four is set, and I know the Copes, as Detch is able to get it to go, you said on the jump earlier tonight that you think the four
I think the four stays the way it is because Sydney have a very easy run in the second part of the season. I shouldn't say easy, but easier than most.
Not for sure. That's a big turnaround from you because Gazy told me you tried to get Chase Buford.
Nah, I don't know what's Gazy's. I don't know what's wrong going on with Gazy, but
well, the top one is not as is. Illawarra is fourth right now.
I know.
But again, all these games are going to be crucial.
He's your boy, Gazy, Coach.
Sometimes Gazy can say the wrong thing. Never said I never wanted Buford fired. I just said he was under pressure, and so he was until his dynamic guard came in, and now everything's fine.
Quick time out here. Jamie Perlman.
Contender. That is huge. The lead is 13. Liaf has hit another three. He's 3 from 3 from the land of plenty.
Turner, long rebound. No one's really back for safety, and Brian Brockhoff does what we keep talking about. Adelaide needs to do in transition. Draws the defense. Shooters space the floor. Someone's going to knock it down. 53% from the field for the Phoenix.
John Casey's courtside. Case.
Yeah, thanks, Cam. Look, I've been in speaking with the Adelaide 36ers bench. Now, the bad news for 36ers fans is that Cam Bairstow will not return for the remainder of the game. They are just doing some further tests on him. We saw the doctor speaking to him when he came from the floor. The physio has also been speaking with him as well. And I've just spoken to the team doctor who tells me that he is not in a position where he's going to be able to come back on the floor for the rest of the game.
Hey, just while we got you, Case, what is the injury?
Look, at this stage, they declined to explain exactly what is wrong with Cam Bairstow. They just said that they just need to get some further tests done on him. And that's all the information that I was able to get.
Thank you, Case.
That is worst case scenario to the Adelaide 36ers. And we spoke about it at the top of the game. Why he was the last signing in the off-season was because he does have the ability to pick up some injuries that if they're declining to say what it is or what it could be, you really, if you're an Adelaide 36ers fan, hoping this is not something that's going to keep him out of action for a while. The consistent shining light of a tough first half to the season. Just his energy, his effort. Looked like he was just back to his old ways.
Well, if he's not healthy, then that's when you look at another import. You got to bring someone else in to help him out. He didn't look like he was agreeing with that doctor.
No, that's
body language saying I can go.
There was a robust discussion. The leads are 13. Last 5 points for Phoenix. And now the 36ers need to stay in touch here. Daniel Johnson guarded by Creek, the two hot men, the two former teammates. Two boys have been talking smack to each other all night. Mumford came in for the double team. He got his hand caught in a cookie jar, and DJ will go to the line for two.
Why?
Mitch Creek just looking his own up and saying, don't do that. These guys are past teammates. They know how to play each other. And Mitch Creek, it's going to be bread and butter for Daniel Johnson. But if he knocks that one down, you
live with it.
You live with it. But again, the stationary offense of the 36ers, Mitch McCarron didn't test the waters, kicked it over to Withers, who had Joe Chi at the three-point line, didn't even look to put the ball on the floor, try and get past the big fella. Just threw it to Daniel Johnson, who normally is automatic across his career from the free throw line. Still leaving a few points here.
Makes the second. He's 5 of 7 from the stripe tonight. He's having a huge night. 18 points, 14 in the first quarter. Gee, only played 4 minutes in the first half due to fouls. Wide open, let it fly. Off the back iron. Hannahs, I need him to be more aggressive. Now it's Detch guarded by Chi. He's going to take it right at him, gets around him too easy. That's a nice move by Sunday Detch, which is exactly what you want a Mitch McCarron to do, Pete Hawley.
Well, that and Todd Withers, when he had the ball on the rim. Joe Chi is elite when he's around the NBL logo, around the charge circle. His ability to change a shot, block a shot, alter it on the defensive end. He's not that comfortable when you bring him out to the three-point line. And again, when you do get past him or put him at a disadvantage, be able to go into his body just a little bit to throw his timing off.
Liafa. Fade away, too short. Now McCarron. Leads at 10. Last 3 points for the 36. He's trying to build some momentum. Kept alive by Hannahs, but only to the hand of Mumford. 2-on-2. Great pass to Chi. Mumford, little flick pass. Thread the needle. Chi with the left hand throw down, which isn't all that hard when you're as tall as he is. But the big man getting involved after a very minimal output in the first half.
And that's a great pass for two reasons. You great pass by seeing the big fella run the floor, but you get the big guy involved.
Mumford again runs down the long rebound, beats Harris to it. Going to take it right at him.
And it's going to be trouble. Good defense from Harris. But see on the other end, Daniel Johnson was going to hand off to Mitch Creek and then called into a ball screen. But Daniel Johnson just likes to fly out of it instead of setting them. And what happens is Mitch McCarron had no advantage. Gets a little scoop pass. Joe Chi, well done to run the floor. But the problem is, if you're going to just fly out of the screens, like it's not really a slip, it's more of just a slide out of the screen. There's no advantage for the guard trying to turn the corner. Mitch McCarron had to put his back to the basket where he's comfortable, likes to post up a lot.
Phoenix by 12. Detch takes a bump, couldn't finish it in the end. Creek. Great. Heard that through the effects line. Doesn't quite have the same ring when someone's got hold of your arm, but the big fella will go to line for two. Lobbed up to Chi v Sotto, and that's brilliant.
Well, it also doesn't have as much when a third player is not even involved in the play. It's the one saying it. McCarron just take our jobs.
It's funny though.
I do like the entertainment of which Mitch McCarron provided as Chi leaves that a little long. And all of a sudden, Hungry Jack's Burgers. Here we go.
New Nescafe.
Chi makes a lot of Adelaide fans love him regardless of the jersey he wears. There it is, Hungry Jack's free cheeseburger. South Australia, enjoy it. The code word is ball. Head to the NBL app to claim your free cheeseburger, redeemable until 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Lead stays at 12. Sotto couldn't get it to go.
Well, this is the time right now where Mitch McCarron does have to be aggressive. Daniel Johnson off the floor, no Cam Bairstow. Dufemire, Harris, Detch, Sotto, and McCarron.
Oh, the big fella with the move.
I like it. Throw it down. Joe Chi. Throw it down to him and let him go to work.
If you are just joining us, only the 4 minutes in the first half for G with 2 early fouls. 6 points, 3 boards on the night.
And this is where they're going to be really potent defensively and offensively if they can stay out of foul trouble. Ashley and Chi playing together.
Adnam off the cheek screen, got a wide open look, couldn't finish it. Sotto with the rebound, and now Adelaide with an opportunity to get it back within single figures. Sotto right at cheek, great defense. Great to see the 2 big men go at it. Here's Adnam. They'll renew the battle now. Chi, there's a double team. Oh, gets him in the air. Beautifully done. Takes the ball. Patience personified.
Well, the vet been around in the leagues for so long. He's really smart. He's trying to get one back there. Joe Tree doing what Simon Mitchell was saying, trying to be straight vertical, and then right here, just a vet move. Knows he was trying to get the block. Little overzealous.
13, 2 shots.
The big man heads to the line. What a find by Southeast Melbourne Phoenix to get him in the off-season. Fit him in nicely. Works perfectly to the rules we have in the NBL, which is great. And he has been a revelation since the first time he laced him up in the Phoenix jersey.
And apparently he's an absolute superstar in China, too. They love him in China, so.
Well, right now, it's just putting to the good in the middle part of the first half of the season of adjusting to the fouls. And now he's starting to rack them up a little bit. If a new player to the NBL takes some time to try and learn that, how it's officiated.
Every
single one.
McCarron no good. There is Chi. Rebound number 5 on the night. The lead's at 13. Tapped away. Mitch McCarron again from behind. Does it perfectly. And it leads to the exact same 2-hand dunk he did when he poked it away in the first half.
There's 3 dunks in a game for Mitch McCarron.
All 2-handers.
And that's his only points. 3 dunks, 1 off a cut, and 2 breakaways.
6 points, 4 boards, 7 assists for Mitch McCarron.
Sound like a pass.
Well, it's a Yorker. He's throwing at the big fella's ankles. And there again, another tap, wrap around on Mitch McCarron. So if you're a guard right now, you got to know that if he's trailing off, coming off the ball screen, he's going to have a crack at that. Well, that's Aliafa. It was a good little pick and roll. It's either going to be a bounce pass that comes up to the or Ashley, or throw it up.
11-point lead. 2.5 minutes to go. Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Friday night. Hungry Jacks NBL. Here's Jamie Pearlman.
Right down there. DJ's coming in the screen. Tags are coming off it. They're showing. DJ's out. Find DJ out. Ty's man leads. This is a weak side guard. If you literally just flip it up in the air, Ty's is going to fucking throw that thing down there. Okay? If you drive, we got that one before. Weak side windows. We found Macca, and then we kicked it there. Simple basketball right now. But it's the defensive end, okay? Defensive end right here. We've got a lift. Right, we're right there. If we lift it this 110, 10 or 9. Let's go. Toughness, physicality. Keep grabbing defensive rebounds for us, Ty. Okay, here we go.
Jamie Pearlman, stand-in coach, and doing a bloody good job urging his troops. And the word from there, Pete Hooder, let's get it under 10 leading into the fourth quarter.
They're hanging around. Haven't let it blow out at any point since Phoenix really started to turn it on in the second quarter offensively. Some good answers back. And let's see if they can execute. You draw something up out of a timeout. Potentially it could be some sort of lob here for Sotto. If they can execute against this Phoenix defense. who not be surprised if they go to some sort of zone, which they are. That's what we normally do after a timeout. You know, they're drawing up a play.
Dufemire in for his first minute, straight to the bucket. Oh. Brandon Ashley. Was able to snatch the rebound. Cheese taking a break. Smith Milner in for his first time in the third quarter. So only a small glimpse of the Twin Towers playing together. Glidden. Been cold tonight. Sotto, great job to keep it alive. He's been active, which has become the norm every time he's got on the court. 2.6 boards tonight. Lobs it up. There it is.
Pass. Great pass from Daniel Johnson.
That's what he can do. Just hangs around the rim.
But it's under 10. Sotto has 4. Sarangi. They've come out of that timeout aggressive.
We got to get Mitch Street back in there because the offense is a little bit stagnant here. Speaking of that, he's headed to the bench.
Shot clock's down 8. Dufemire's going to need to be creative here. Hands it up to Sunday Detu. Has to launch it from 25 foot. That was a little bit short. Tarangi.
That's always going to be an offensive foul and a rebound. Here's Sotto. This is what Dave Melman asked. Clean up the defensive glass for us, and then big to big lob. Good connection here. Daniel Johnson, just throw it up. He'll go get it. And that offensive foul on the rebound from Tarangi. You're face guarding. You feel like you're getting face guarded as a big. All you got to do is fake like you're trying to get your arms up to go through. It's always going to be a foul.
Didn't mind it from Daniel Johnson either. After he just nonchalantly laid it in, he did ask for the continuation, even though it was 5 seconds later. He's been great tonight, Daniel Johnson. That first quarter was scintillating. Giving Adelaide a real chance tonight against Southeast Melbourne. Dufemire in the step back, no good. And Mitch Creek re-enters the fray, the urging of Leonard Copeland, and is able to grab the rebound. Here's Adlam. 2 for 1 for the Phoenix. Comes up short there. And we've got a 7-second differential.
And that lady just hanging around.
That's what you got to do. Play on your home floor. Just hang around. Make a couple plays in that fourth quarter. Make Phoenix have something to think about.
Johnson right at Creek, forced it. No good. And the last shot will be for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Adnam. What a pass. Perfectly handed off. Ashley's able to lay it in. And the lead is restored to double figures right on three-quarter time. The lead is 11. What can Adelaide do against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix's great season march on? Find out on the other side of this.
You're watching National Basketball League.
Love gift to your supermarket right now.
Big,
All right.
big first couple of minutes here.
Huge.
For the Sixers.
Firstly, they got to find a way to stop Mitch Creek.
Well, that's going to help.
And secondly, McCarron has to get hot. He has to start shooting the ball, looking at the basket.
Knocks it down. 9 points, 4 boards, 7 assists for Mitch McCarron. And now Dufemite gets in the passing lane. And just misses, was worried out by Mitch Creek.
Well, that would have been a 6-point game. And really good, perfect start. What more could you have wanted? 3 ball and then a breakaway too. But in the end, Mitch Creek does not even contest.
Adnam hasn't been hot as last week. Tried to find Turangi, who was cutting or hitting for the rebound. His ditch to the other end. That's not a great pass, but they're going to hold on to it. And now the 36ers can cut into this lead. It hasn't been this close for a little while. Down to 8. Detch, shot clock at 4. Has to get to work. And has to do it now. Not going to get it up. Great D, Ashley.
Well, great defense, but another one of those possessions where they just walked around the 3-point line. Nobody went attacked. Nobody put their head down and tried to make a play at the rim. They just kind of passed the ball around, hoping that something would break down. Even the worst defense in the league is not going to break down if no one tests the waters.
Great D or bad offense? I think it was bad offense.
I'm with you.
Adnam. 3. Cooled off a little bit after his big night last Saturday. And again, another opportunity. 4th time lucky for the 36ers to cut into this lead of 8.
And we're Dufemite getting some minutes now. Mitch McCarron's played the whole game. Where do you see Mojave King? It's half a season ago. If you say if you don't bring an import in, I think if Cam Besto's out for a little bit longer, they'll definitely look at that. They'd probably have no choice.
Mojave is an interesting one for me. He has the ability. He has the size. He can shoot the ball. But and he's getting the opportunity. I just don't know if he's ready right now. It'd be great to see him play another year and play major minutes.
That's a little bit of a brain play there from Ashley. Well, I think when you talk about coming from the Taipans to the Adelaide 36ers, you're trying to break into a line. Now, you're not going to be, when we talk about the next stars around, I guess Josh Giddey, that was the comparison last season, you're not going to be one that has the ball in their hands a lot. So where can you find a point of difference where if it's CJ Bruton, how do I not play you? I think for him, his athleticism, it's on the defensive end. Be a guy who can lock somebody up, who would come out there, slide your feet, make life really tough. Where CJ Bruton thinks, okay, we need someone. Who's going to be the one? Who can I trust besides Sunday Detch, who's going to take a lot of that responsibility? If he needs a break, we're going Jalen Adams. Just go and try and make Jalen Adams' night a bit tough for a few minutes here or there. Then you slowly work in, your offense can start to work out from there.
If they go with an import guard, which has been rumoured to be locked in, of course, and the Cam Bairstow situation might change that a little bit, we may not see Mojave King again this year. But legitimately, because Dufemite is in front of him, You've got McCarron, you've got Hannes, who's coming off the bench. Then you've got Sunday Detch, who's one of the best defensive players in the league. It's very hard to see how it goes. Prokop straight at the bucket, lays it in with the left. John Casey is courtside. Case, what do you got?
Just further to that conversation, it's really hard for Mojave King to get minutes as well because Mitch McCarron has just subbed out of the game for the first time tonight. He played all 30 in the first 3 quarters and the first 2 minutes here of the fourth, and he just sat down for his first rest.
That's going to be hard for any guard. When you talk about the breakdown of where the minutes going to come from, we're trying to have that conversation with Michael Frazier in the wing spot for the Perth Wildcats. Mitch McCarron plays near 40. That rules out a lot of minutes when you've got an import guard coming off the bench in Dusty Hannes.
Mumford comes off his leg. He wants to go upstairs and challenge it. He's pointing towards Simon Mitchell.
Yeah.
He's not happy.
He's not going to get it because coaches, I think, and now I've learned, okay, I can't just trust players every single time.
Well,
he might have won that one.
Listened.
But Simon Mitchell down the other end of the floor doesn't get a view of it himself. It's a travel.
And you get it right back anyway, so.
They turned it over 7 times in the first half, Adelaide. Only 2 times since. And this would be frustrating for Adelaide fans, Coach, because they are right there. They are within striking distance. But the first 3 minutes of this last quarter has some frustration attached to it.
It does, but look, you're still in the game. You're down 6 points. You're down 2 baskets. Just play smart basketball and get a good shot.
That's going to travel as well. Just slid his back foot.
Personally, I'm going through Daniel Johnson. Well, I'm going to get Daniel Johnson the ball on the box. I'm going to give him the ball up top. I'm going to give him the ball on the wing and let him go to work.
Coach, you start the game 3 of 3 from 3, and you've taken 1 3 since, and you missed it. Would you ever have been in that situation?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm going to get it up.
Det for a 3.
That would have made things very interesting. Need another stop here. The Sixers. It's been a good little run. They're steadying the tide with Mitch McCarron sitting on the bench.
Great turn. The first one down, gets around Johnson, lobs it to Ashley. Couldn't get it to go, and now they can push Adelaide through Dusty Hanners. 2-on-2 has DJ for company. That's going to be a foul. Simon Mitchell desperate for the travel, but Dusty Hanners did enough to use the body, use a little up fake, a little Euro step, and he'll go to line for 2.
Oh, good take here from Dusty Hanners. Defense wasn't set, and well, definitely was a lot of ball that first time from Ryan Brockhoff. That's not where the foul was called. The foul was called later. So maybe there was just a little bit. And again, it's all about the coach's challenge. If you get a little bit of hand, so when they break it down frame by frame, if your hand's touching their hand or wrist, it's going to be enough to lose a challenge.
Which is what happened with New Zealand and the Finn Delaney call on.
You get all ball and then you just get a little bit of hand after the ball had already been poked out, which Finn Delaney did. You're going to stay with the call on the floor. Really good.
4. They're right there, the 36ers. A big scalp they can see against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who sits second on the Amy ladder. Another turnover.
Well, a bucket here, and as we said, in the third quarter, just got to hang around, make a big play or two in the fourth quarter. The fans will get involved, and you give the Phoenix something to worry about.
McCarron back in for Dufemire. Here's Hanners. From the Bunnings logo, could have lifted the roof off the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Was to no avail.
That wasn't the smartest shot that he got on the bench.
And Mumford makes him pay at the other end.
100%.
This has been those little breakdowns where, okay, they're going a bit of a run. They get some stops. What do you get down the offensive end? The last possession, Daniel Johnson's got to touch the ball. He's got 22 points. He's missed 3 shots. Got to find a way to get the ball in his hands. Here we go.
Here he is, V Creek. 2 hot men on the night. Right. Oh, little shove, half sky, half little hook.
It's not rocket science.
No, sir.
Those two have been going at it all night.
Great. Can't reply. Another opportunity. We tick under 5 minutes. Down 4. Hanners at Liafa. Great defense, Liafa.
Outstanding defense, Isaiah Liafa. That's why he's out there in the big moments. One-on-one defense.
But the smarter teams will slow it down and go back to Daniel Johnson, who just made a basket. Have a look at him. He's good enough where he won't force it. He'll pass it out if something becomes open, right?
Yeah, I sense a little bit of frustration there for Dusty Hanners. That hasn't, besides that deep 3 ball, got too involved. But Daniel Johnson didn't get too involved.
Here he is. Faces out on Mitch Creek, stares him in the eyes and says, I'll give you a long 2 from 18 foot.
I think we need to go down and we need to be coaching it.
It is not rocket science. You've got a man who's missed 3 shots on the night.
Phoenix by 2, 69-67.
Hey, this is Mr. Karen from the Adelaide 36ers. Road safety is really important to us.
And what a night it's been for Daniel Johnson. He's got 26, and he's single-handedly dragging his Adelaide 36ers team back into this contest in a game they so desperately need to win.
26 on 73% shooting, though, Cam.
That way, everyone gets home.
We know how efficient he's been for a long period of time. This is going to be a fun last 4 minutes and 43 seconds. This is fun. Friday night, Hungry Jacks NBL around the country. Two teams desperate for a win. One to stay in the top two. One to stay in contact with the top four and continue to resurrect their season. And they've been led by two of the superstars, Daniel Johnson with 26. Mitch Creek has been brilliant at the other end.
They don't have to shoot the ball every time, but they need to be involved in every single offense. They both have 24 points. I don't know whether they said anything in the opening tip saying, let's just have a night.
That'll count. That will definitely count. Leafa takes the bump, kisses it off the window. 3-point opportunity here.
And I reckon that was a play drawn up where they were trying to get something as a misdirection. Isaiah Leafa, they knew Dusty Hannes. Let's go with Dusty Hannes here. Just puts the Jets on. We tried to have everything looking like it was coming across the top. So Dusty Hannes was a bit out of his stance and gets Rick baseline.
Leads at 4. Leafa's in the double figures with 11. We spoke about NBL overtime, or on NBL overtime Tuesday, about Mitch Creek needing to be the closer for this team, Bulls. He gets an opportunity tonight. So McCarron gives it straight to him. He's going to back him in, gets wherever he wants to go to, but good D at the end. But gee, there. Great D again. Mitch McCarron makes amends for the turnover. Hannes met at the rim by Cheat. He says, not today.
He says, no, sir.
That's what Joe Cheat does do well. Protects the rim. And you're right, Mitch Creek being the closer doesn't have to shoot the ball every time, just has to make a play.
You spoke about teams being smart here.
Here we go.
What's going on, Cam?
I'll tell you what's going on, Coach. If Adelaide are smart, they give the ball to that man who's got 29 and the lead is 1.
Got 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Been outstanding.
Mumford and Johnson. Great D, Sotto, and now a chance for Adelaide to take the lead for the first time in a long time.
Get it back to him. Get it back to him.
Hannes. Floater is good.
Well, hit the front. Adelaide 36ers. Look at that fourth quarter. We keep saying get the ball to Daniel Johnson, but you can't just throw it to her with the Kmart logo and say go get a bucket.
For the first time since early in the second quarter, Adelaide are in front. And then Hannes. Little isolation with Brokaw able to get that to go. He's at them. Here is Creek. Poorly called for it. Little reverse clutch. Uses the right hand. Is able to finish it off the window. And Southeast Melbourne Phoenix snatch the lead right back.
Look, I'm a broken record right now, Cam. It is not rocket science. You got one bloke with 26 points dominating at one end, one with 29 dominating at the other.
Ditch. Shot clock at 6. Spins into trouble, but what a great move.
Tough shot.
Not easy to spin in to Chi and be able to get it over the outstretched arms. He did it there. This back and forth contest continues. Adnam, Sotto says no.
Whoa.
I've been super impressed with Adelaide's ability to just hang around all game, make some big plays when they need to. What have they got left in this last 2 minutes?
Hannes, 2-man game, pulls up 16-footer. Leaves it long. Mitch Creek gets rebound number 9. And we're under 2 minutes.
I'll tell you what wouldn't be the worst thing right now. A bit of overtime for you Friday night.
No. Free basketball. Hashtag.
Oh, Sotto, he's relished the minutes that he's getting right now. 9 rebounds, he's got 4 points, but just been disrupting shots. He's got 3 blocks. Clogging up the keyway, going toe-to-toe with Big Joe Chi. Coach, take it away.
Wow. Wow, get the guy the ball. Let him go to work. We got some guys. We got some superstars going at it. I reckon they had a meeting before the game and said, look, you get 30, I get 30.
That's exactly what I think they said at the top.
Well, I hope that the rest of the Adelaide team are involved in that meeting so they get him to peel here. Sotto straight on three. Got G in the air. Puts it on the floor, just hands it off. I don't know if that was, in fact, I know that wasn't drawn up. But the hot man got it. He's got 31. They're all tied at 76.
Joe G, I'm not sure why you're jumping for joy at the top of the key on Kai Sotto's pump fake. Got to stay down. In the end, probably got a little lucky, but it's going to fall in the man's hands who hasn't done a whole lot wrong tonight.
Anthem scoreless tonight. Broke off for three. McCarron's able to keep it alive, but only to the hand of Creek. Anthem sit before until that moment.
He makes some big-time shots, Kyle Adnam. First points of the game, and they're huge ones. You've got to come down with that rebound. We spoke about it all night for the Adelaide 36. It's a great defensive possession, long rebound, long shot from Ryan Bockoff. They just cannot secure the rebound. Kyle Adnam wide open. I know he's missed a lot tonight, but it's still a layup, wide open.
He'll make more than this.
Absolutely.
Walks into it and goes bang. Now, this is set for a huge last 57 seconds.
What do you think should happen here, Cam? We've been talking about it all the whole fourth quarter. What do you think should happen here?
I'd roll it into Daniel Johnson. You don't need a three.
And we've seen that in the last 2 weeks. We've seen a lot of teams just say, "Oh, we're down three. There's more than just 5 or 6 seconds left in the clock. You've got a whole minute here. You definitely do not need a three ball. Get something good. Get him in some sort of offensive set. Again, you can use him maybe as a little bit of a diversion. Say, okay, let's put him into a ball screen. Maybe it's a pick and pop. Have to rotate.
I'm a simple man, Coach, but I've got a theory on sport.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what sport it is, when the game's there to be won, you make sure your best players are involved and give them a chance to get the job done. Now, Mitch Creek, Daniel Johnson, I'm pretty certain right now they can shoot a full court shot. Can you? If you think you can do it at an NBL game, head to the NBL website, win pays to enter for your chance to shoot for $100,000 in the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot. And don't worry, if you miss your first shot, you get a second go from half court for $50K. Go there right now. There's the website. Creek and Johnson, I'm going to say they do it right now. They are hot. And we are set for a wonderful last 57.8 seconds.
Let's see what they have drawn up. Daniel Johnson with 31 points on 10 of 13 from the field. Plenty of time left in this game.
Detch guarded by Brokoff. Hannahs. Shot clock at 7. There's Detch for 3. Sotto ran long, kept it alive. They'll get a reset. Hannahs, this is what they should have taken the first time at 2. Couldn't get it. She with the board. And now Adelaide have a decision to make. There's about a 5.5 second differential.
You don't have to. Yeah, it's going to be actually.
You got to play it out. And it looks like they aren't.
Well, they've got now they're going to have to foul.
Yep.
You would have 6.5 seconds differential. You get to stop to run down and just to get ahead. It's a tough one. It's a real tough one. But if they were going to foul, it should have been straight away.
Yep.
Because you've got 2 more to give. Or 1 more to give here before they go to the line. Now they have no choice. It's got to be a couple of quick fouls. Legal fouls. No wrap-ups. No hugs.
Yeah, you've got to foul Cheese straight away. There you go. Good call.
And now again, try and keep the ball out of Brokoff's hands, Liava's hands, Kyle Adnam's hands. Even Mitch Creek.
The way he's playing, even Mitch Creek.
This is Brandon Ashley coming in for Joe Chi.
Second personal foul.
Baseline ball for the Phoenix.
Probably for the future.
Oh, no doubt about it. Brandon Ashley's been a bit shaky this year. She as well. That's why I was questioning it. But again, here, 36ers, can you get the ball funneled towards Brandon Ashley?
Creek. They're going to go for a bucket. And Play by Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. When everyone was expecting them to zig and foul, they zagged and laid it in. The lead is 5, and Adelaide have been valiant, but they've got 12.4 seconds now to come up with a miracle.
Well, it's going to be awfully tough. They had their opportunity. I love that Dusty Hannahs didn't try and force that deep three. He got there to a floater. He's 3 of 11. He's had a tough night. Look at this. If they're going to give you 2 points, take it every single night of the week. So often you see that happen. Mitch Creek makes the play, and then someone just think, okay, I'll dribble the ball back out. You found me. 2 points are there. 2 points is 2 points. So they need a quick bucket here.
Five-point lead. It has been an entertaining night.
Under 36, it's just one player in double figures. Daniel Johnson with 31 points, 13 shots. Sunday Detch has had a tough night, 3 of 14. Sunday Detch, Dusty Hannahs, 3 of 11. Mitch McCarron, 4 of 8. And Cam Bairstow, just the 7 minutes going out on those injuries.
Mitch Creek trying to explain. Referee probably not paying a great deal of attention. 5-point lead. All right, here we go. Can they conjure up a miracle here, Coach?
It's going to be tough. 12 seconds is... why are you giving that look, Holy?
Oh, a quick 3 ball here, and it'll be game on. They got no timeouts left.
You were a part of something like this back in the mid-90s, that Magic Tigers game when you were able to...
12 seconds.
Looking, and that...
Well, that's been 2 weeks in a row. If you remember the Sydney Kings, the last day, 2 timeouts and didn't get good look at all. It looked like there was a lot of contact on Dusty Hannahs just trying to get open. In the end, I think the referee might have realised, okay, we may have missed something there and left them because there was probably an 8-second inbound. Didn't get the ball in.
They gave themselves an opportunity, Adelaide.
They did.
They're going to fall a little bit short, and they've got a tough one on Sunday as well. Ryan Brockhoff makes the first. He's up to 11. Go with 5 boards, throw a couple of assists in as well. And that will nearly do it for that man, Jamie Pearlman, who has been great tonight, but his team will fall just a little bit short. Sunday Detch, that's long. And Southeast Melbourne Phoenix stay in the top 2 with a 7-point away victory at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre over Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. It was that man who broke the deadlock just within the last 60 seconds with a big 3 off offensive rebound, and it was almost a go-ahead basket.
Well, credit the 36. Again, Phoenix tried to break this game open multiple times. They just made some big plays and stuck right in there, gave themselves a real shot at winning it, and in the end, the firepower from the Phoenix just got them over the line. Mitch Creek was terrific. Daniel Johnson was awesome, and a lot of positives, I think, for both teams to come out of this. In the end, this is a game Phoenix just had to win. You want to stay in touch with the top two. You talk about Melbourne United are up there. Phoenix are currently second, but the two teams underneath them on the run home. Sydney Kings have a nice run home. It's going to be, I think, hard for them maybe to jump up to first all the way. Even the Perth Wildcats get 9 or so home games. So they're going to be hot on the tail. And we know how important home court advantage is in the NBL.
They're a legit championship team, aren't they, Copes?
They are when Mitch Creek's playing like that. And look, he has talent around him. But when you got a guy taking the lead and doing it the way he did it, 12 for 18 from the field, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, he's your leader. He gets going, they'll get going.
Huge win. They go home to take on Illawarra on Sunday. We're looking forward to that one. I mean, John Casey is courtside, and as Copes mentioned, Pete Hawley continues to mention, we spoke about him all night because Mitch Creek was hot from the start of the game, and he joins Case now.
Mitch Creek, congratulations. That's a big win. They really came at you, threw it at you there in the last quarter, retook the lead, but it's good composure to get your game back and get on top.
Yeah, we know how good they are, how talented offensively. Defensively, they had a few struggles, but they locked down, and when they needed to, they stopped us and made us kind of shoot really bad shots, and DJ was massive down the stretch. He had a quiet kind of second and third, but yeah, he finished the game really well, and that's what great players do.
14 points in the opening quarter for you, 29 on the board here. Is that the best game you played this season?
I don't really worry about any of that. We won. We're just trying to go 5-2 every 7 games, and we're trying to keep ourselves at a high level for the club and where we're trying to go for the future. So it's not about who individually performs well. It's just about trying to spread the load and share the love. And when the boys start that, mate, we're pretty hard to stop.
Well, you're a serious championship contenders, and I think it's your depth that really has opened that up for you. The fact that it's not just you, that someone else on any given night. Last week, Liafa's defensive role against Bryce Cotton was outstanding. You got a lot to work with.
Yeah, massive. You know, Easy was amazing tonight. He mightn't have had 15 or anything like that, but he stopped Dusty from having a big night, and he's a massive key for them. Cam's come out and had a 20-point night, just couldn't miss, and that just draws the defense out an extra step, gives me a few lanes, gives other guys some passing options. And when we understand our offense and we're really cohesive on that one end, it flows really well defensively. And when we lock down defensively and rebound like we did tonight, we can do some pretty cool things.
It's the third time this season you've won 3 in a row. You're starting to really build the momentum, aren't you?
Yeah, we haven't got 4, I don't think. It's the cursed number. So hopefully we can go and get a win on Sunday against Illawarra. But yeah, we're just trying to be better every day. And we've had a lot of injuries. We've had a lot of people out with COVID and protocols and things like that. So to have a healthy group of guys consistently training together, you can see the results.
And anything in particular you want to share with the Adelaide fans before I let you go?
Look, it's just nice to be back, to see a lot of the fans that were there when I was here. And, you got kids here with my jersey on and, my old Creek jersey. And it's really nice to see Ken on the baseline and Fitzy, like all these people and the staff, even running around with DJ and watching him pull his shorts and do this 700 times. It brings back a lot of good memories. So it's great to play here. I do miss it.
Yeah, we've got great memories of you being here as well. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, cheers.
Mitch Creek, he had a big night. He went next level. I noticed from the opening tip, he had 14 in the first quarter, and that's almost how he started. And they went under, and he made them pay, something he's done with more regularity this year in NBL 22. And then he just goes to the post, uses the right hand here, and he was cooking on all cylinders in that first half, as they could not stop him. 14 in the first quarter. As Pete Hawley kept pointing out, if it's a smaller guard, he goes to the post. If it's a bigger guy, he just takes him out to the three-point line and does whatever he wants, and he was outstanding. He's the superstar for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. 29.7 boards, throw 5 assists in, 12 of 18 from the field. This is a Mitch Creek who is in dominant form, Pete Hawley.
Oh, he is. I mean, you talk about an MVP contender. I think it's a 4-horse race, and Mitch Creek just kind of thinking everyone's talking about Joe Larchul, Jalen Adams, Bryce Cotton. Can't forget about Mitch Creek, heart and soul of the Phoenix, and that's exactly why he is a superstar.
He is. Now lead Ryan Brockhoff might have slipped on the headphones courtside. Ryan, congratulations, mate. Nice night as well. We've been talking, and Mitch Creek just told us moments ago as well, the depth of this team continues to shine each and every week, and tonight was another perfect example of it.
Yeah, exactly. It was very much a team effort. Obviously, Creaky had a big night, as he always does. When we're struggling, he's the one who can
Delicious Nutella and Puff Wheat Krispies in a crunchy shell. New Nutella Be Ready.
What a performance by this boxing team.
Well, that is a new personal best. Of course, a new Filipino national record.
93. There he goes. And he clears it. Yes.
In fourth place, Carlos Yulo.